I want to welcome everybody to Powerful Impact. Maria, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing, SP?
Really great. So Maria's with No Nonsense Hip Hop,
I am.
and our special guest today is I Am God. I Am God. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good, ladies. How y'all doing?
We're
Really
good.
great. Really
If,
great.
if you
Thank
guys
you for
don't
having me.
know this man, who he is, and his music, I suggest you guys go and listen to the music he has on streaming platforms to get to know him because he is really, really good. Really good. Trust that.
Gratitude. Gratitude.
We have I got familiar with your music a while ago. I'm one of those people who clicks on stuff that artists post just because they like check out my stuff, and I'm like, okay, and I just press the button. So
That's
that's how
dope.
I first.
She's better than I am because we get a lot of links from people that are artists, and
Right.
then I'll be like, "Ugh, I'm not gonna," and she's like, I'm gonna listen just to, and I'll listen 20 seconds. If it don't hit me, I'm like, nah, I can't, right? Like, you know what you like within 20, 30 seconds of listening. That's it. People are like, that's too short. No, not when it comes to seeing how a person's gonna rap. In 30 seconds, I can tell.
Now that's dope for y'all for listening. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
I
see, for
I
me,
got
I'm the one. I'm the one that goes back and listens to your whole discography because I like to see
yeah.
the evolution and how you got to where you are now. So that's the kind of listener I am.
See,
Facts.
I do that if I like you. If I first hear you and I'm like, okay, I like it, I got to go back and dig everything up and
Right.
then listen. And I heard of you through shout out to Sean Haney. He introduced me to you a couple of years back.
Yeah. Shout out Sean. Yep. He definitely
Yeah.
be supporting, man. Like it's been crazy seeing the number of supporters of what I do grow. You know what I'm saying over the last couple of years. Like it's been nothing short of remarkable, and I appreciate every single last one of y'all because that word of mouth is super super heavy right now, and I'm just like I say, gratitude is gonna be always gonna be the attitude. I appreciate y'all because y'all really be going hard, like y'all really be letting motherfuckers know, like y'all need to check out I Am God. Did y'all hear his last shit or whoever the case may, whoever the artist
Yeah.
may be? You know, it's not always me, so I just want to say much gratitude to y'all from that because y'all really be going hard with the music, and I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think it's
So,
important for us to do that.
and I think it's important, especially because studios cost money, and if we can support, I'd rather support somebody climbing the ladder than those that are already sitting on the top of it, because you know it, it's a lot of money involved, and a lot of people have full-time jobs, and they're doing this because they love it, and the least you can do is support it. I mean, what's 99 cents to buy a song if it's going to, it could, that could be taxes, you know. So whatever you're going, whenever I see a new artist, I just think if they're asking you to listen to their music, the least you can do is listen. It doesn't take anything from you, and you may find some killer musicians out there.
Facts.
But I wanted to ask you, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, Southwest Side, Leclerc Courts, AOC Crazy. They took the buildings, but they can't take the memories. You know what I'm saying? My neighborhood is now defunct. It was knocked down in 2009, but yeah, I'm originally from the Southwest Side of Chicago.
So let me ask you something since you're from Chicago. Was Common an inspiration to you growing up? Because like I can hear like some of his music is kind of it's reflective. He has conscious stuff. He's good with the bars. He's good with melodies, and I kind of not saying you sound like him, but your music, you have conscious stuff. I mean, you're dope. So, was Common any type of inspiration to you?
Not at first. My biggest inspiration at first, talking specifically about Chicago, was Twister. At one point in
But
time, I thought I was Baby Twister.
yeah,
Crucial Conflict, Do or Die. As I as I matured and got older, Common became
Wow.
a very huge influence of mine as I got older because when at the age I got into this, which is around, I probably started rapping around like 10 and really taking it serious around like 12. So at that point in time, even though I was smart for my age, you know, Common was his content was very mature and very conscious.
Right.
You know, so it was, I gravitated to the people who wowed me or who I understood right then and there. And even though I didn't understand Twister right then and there, his style and what he was doing lyrically wowed me, and I wanted to emulate that. So Twister was first, and Common came a little bit later on as I grew up and matured a little bit.
Yo, Twister don't just
So
have
how
stuff. He's got some of that, some club bangers too. Like he's got some dope stuff. I like Twister a lot.
how did being from Chicago, from your neighborhood that's no longer there, how did that shape you as a person and an artist?
First and foremost, it made me aggressive and it made me aware. You know, I'm not aggressive as in like on bullshit, like trying to, you know, start shit. But I mean, as far as aggressive,
Hmm.
like passionate, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes too forceful, not on purpose, but just because that's who I am. And a lot of other Chicagoans are by nature. Chicago is a very aggressive city. Like you got to move and you got to shake. Like driving on the expressway, I-94, you got to get the fuck out the way. Like you got to move. Like you got to know how to navigate and operate on those roads. So, and it's the same way. Like it's one of the reasons I don't really care for downtown. I mean, it's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's very aggressive. There's a lot of people everywhere, a lot of one-way streets, a lot of taxis, a lot of cars, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like Chicago is a very aggressive place. And when you talk about the other side of the tracks, as far as the hood, there's always a motherfucker looking to be tougher than the last motherfucker. So you have to know how to carry yourself. You have to know your surroundings. You got to know how to be aware and be on your square, be on all 10 toes. So it made me aggressive and it made me aware, you know, like I pick up more than I would like to sometimes. I pick up on more than I would like to. Some shit I wish I could just be naive to. But, you know, I kind of
Hmm.
see shit for what it is, you know, because you got
And
to keep
the
your
fact
eyes peeled.
your hood's not there no more, I would imagine that would make you aggressive.
I mean, but I left before it even got knocked down. You know, my OG got me up out the hood around like 16. You know, I got beat up out of police and shit. So that was her last straw. She had been saying for years that we was getting up out of there, but I'm like, all right, mommy, whatever. You've been saying that for years. I didn't believe it. You know, I thought I'd spend the duration of my days like in Chicago somewhere in the hood. You know, I didn't see
Hmm.
past my current circumstances. And, you know what I'm saying? A fortunate incident happened. I got roughed up out of police a little bit and that shook her. So that was it, you know. And later on that year, in a few months, you know, we was out. So I'm, as of right now, I'm outside of Chicago, but I'm not far at all. Like I kind of never really stopped going back. I'm always back and forth. I'm not far from Chicago at all. But yeah, she moved me up out of there like around like 16, but I never stopped. You know what I'm saying? That was always home. You know
That's
what I'm
your
saying? That's my stomping grounds. Where I'm at
yeah,
now is basically
that,
just my residence. You know what I'm saying? And even with my
right,
hood being gone, I'm always in Chicago, whether I'm shooting videos or I'm at the studio. So it's like I'm always out there.
right. Yeah.
I think about your name. I am God. So how did you get that name, and what's the significance of your name?
Well, that name is the latest in a long line of previous names. You know, I'd have been some of everything. Like a lot of people might remember me as being Tragedy the Beast or Tragedy the Infamous. I was T the God before I was I Am God. So I feel like this stick though, and I feel like this fit, and people will start to respect it. And even the people that don't respect it at first, off hearing it for the first time, they soon respect it after I break it down for them and let them know what it means. It's actually an acronym, you know, and it translates into or breaks down into I am getting ahead without devolving. So it's not I am God as in IAMGOD, it's IAMGAWD, and that GAWD is getting ahead without devolving. And what that basically means is I'm not going backwards to so-called get ahead in life. You know, I'm not gonna do nothing outside myself as far as my moral, my character, my moral fiber, my code of ethics. You know what I'm saying, or my beliefs or nothing like that. I'm not gonna walk around with a purse on or in a skirt or do nothing that I feel, you know what I'm saying, uncomfortable with to get the bag or to get ahead or get some sort of success. Like I'm gonna do it my way or it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's just basically it's a lifestyle. It's more than just a name. You know how Marlo say on the wire, my name is my name. My name is in fact my name. It's definitely my name, and I mean every word of that. So you know what I'm saying? It's an acronym, but I was in a I'm still in the process. I was just starting the process of trying to trademark my name back when it was T to God. Because when I first came back and I dropped I Am God in 2020, my name was T to God. And that was, what I'm
Mhm.
saying, still getting ahead without devolving. But my government name is Tobias, what I'm saying? So my first name started with T. So, and plus I used to be named Tragedy. But, what I'm saying, because of Tragedy Gaddafi, what I'm saying, I respect who
Right.
he is and the legend he is. I wanted to, what I'm saying, let him have that and not, what I'm saying, bite, so to speak. What I'm saying? Because I got a little backlash for the name Tragedy. What I'm saying? So I just cut off the Tragedy and left it T to God. But in the process of trying to get that trademarked or whatever, I ran across another artist named T to God, but his was TDAGOD. So the attorney was basically letting me know, like, hey, to avoid and prevent any future legal situations, I would step away from that name altogether. And I was already using I am God as a hashtag. If you see a lot of my posts, is hashtag I am God with the microphone and the crown. And I'm like, I was thinking to myself, like, why don't I just change my name to I am God? Like it sounds it's controversial. I knew it'd make people like, the fuck this motherfucker talking about I am God. Who is this? What I'm saying? It'll make motherfuckers talk and it sounds powerful. What I'm saying? It sounds like it's an attention grabber. So, and I always had the acronym behind it. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna rock with that. It's unique. I don't hear nobody else with that name. It's a lot of gods and shit. Everybody is a god of this, god of that, but flat out coming
Yeah.
out saying I am God, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew that would like touch some nerves. I'm like, fuck it, let's rock with that.
I like it. I like that. That's that. In your name did grab me when Sean introduced. I was like, oh, okay, I like this. But let me ask you, on your last project, Hell's Angels and Heaven's Demons. Um, First off, what made you title it that, and what's your favorite track off of that album?
Well, the title came from the intro was a different, it was a totally complete different intro than what actually made it onto the project. Same title, but just completely different beat, completely different bars. And I was basically just like, it was like a freestyle type track. I was just, what I'm saying, just doing 50 bars and just straight spitting. And at the end, I said Hell's Angels and Heaven's Demons. I'm like, that shit sounds powerful. Like I need to put, I'm real big on content and meaning, hence my name. So I'm like, you know what? I don't feel right just leaving that name to just be the title of a track that's just basically a freestyle, just a bunch of random bars. So let me put some actual thought into that concept, make it a concept, and come with a more powerful, a more potent product for that name. And I came up with what y'all here, and I just basically, if it was regular, it would have been Heaven's Angels and Hell's Demons. But I wanted to play with it, what I'm saying, and kind of like, what I'm saying, like cross it up or whatever, mix it up. So it was like, that's why I got the story from like the doctor that like botching his patient's operations because they can't afford the insurance or they don't have proper insurance. The nurse that's a secret racist who let black
Right.
and brown victims like die or give them lesser treatment, or the Catholic priest who molesting altar boys, or the stepfather who molesting a young girl. I just wanted to take a bunch of titles or figures that we would normally look at as being good and just, pull a curtain back on what some of these motherfuckers behind these titles actually be on. You know what I'm saying? Because it is doctors that like, oh, if you don't have the proper insurance, they might turn you away or they might fuck you up. They might, half-ass whatever treatment you need. And nurses, that shit has started to come to light. I heard my first what I didn't have an experience, but I heard about that for the first time in like 2020. And where a lot of this racist shit was coming out about nurses, like it really had to do with like expecting mothers, black expecting mothers, how they would like give them bad prenatal care or not the best prenatal care and shit like that. And we've been had the scandal with the Vatican and the priests with the altar boys and
Right.
shit like that. So I kind of wanted to like speak on that, because I'm real heavy on content. So it was a freestyle at first, but I just wanted to put some meaning behind it. And if I had to say my favorite track on the project, oh man, it would either have to be Dreadhead Zombies or the outro, which is On My Soul.
Yeah, I
So
like the period. I love the name because when I first saw the name, I immediately took like, um, this is true, because not there are good and bad in every group.
Facts.
Got government, we got medical, we got clergy, church and all that. and there's bad in all of them. So it made perfect sense to me. And then, if you want to go biblical, Lucifer was an angel. He was
Right.
from heaven. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it made sense. And man, I really appreciate your content and how you create your albums. I like that.
Gratitude.
And I was so glad somebody else said it, because I have been marching on the healthcare front for a long time about making sure that you're an advocate for yourself, because when we go into a hospital and there's no one there that looks like us, 9 times out of 10, the care that we give will probably be subpar.
You're
And up until a few years ago, they were still teaching in medical school that Black people felt pain differently from everyone else.
Mm.
So it's not that far in the past. So I appreciated the truths that you told in that album.
yeah.
When I looked at the artwork, which I absolutely love the artwork. What was your thoughts behind the artwork?
I basically left that up to the artist, and I have to shout him out. It's an artist that goes by the name of Squat Deadface. For those who are unfamiliar with his work, he did the cover art for West Side Guns. Fly God is an awesome God.
Yeah.
So he has a real unique style to his art. It's kind of like it's drippy. It looks, I don't want to say sloppy, but it looks like I'm not thinking of the right word that I want to say, but it looks like
I would say wet,
yeah,
wet,
yeah, wet, which makes it look
candy paint.
exactly. It makes it look like it's running, like it's drippy, and I thought that would be perfect for what I wanted. I didn't give him any specific direction other than whatever you do, I just need you to capture the good and the evil at the same time, and whatever figure or whatever picture that you come up with, I basically left it up to him. It's like when I invite people to collaborate with me on an artistic level, whether you are artist, whether you are MC, whether you are vocalist, whatever, instrumentalist, whatever I ask you to do on a song, I want you to carve out your space on that song and do what it is you do. Act like that particular part of the music is your song. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really come up with ideas and then give them off to people like, here, I want you to say this. Like, if I respect you enough that I want your stamp and your uniqueness and what you do mixed in with what I'm doing. So I gave him basically 100% creative control over what he did. And I told him, like, the more controversial, the better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody's beliefs, but this is all based on shit that's actually happening. So if you mad at the picture, be mad at what's actually going on and what inspired it. And for those who haven't seen it yet, the cover is basically a picture of a horn figure, Satan, the devil, whatever you want to call him, and he's donning like a priest's robe. You know what I'm saying? He has his hands in a mannerism as if he's praying, and he's standing in front of like a altar or something like that. And it was perfect. You know, it was perfect. You know what I'm saying? It just it spoke to me, and it definitely it manifested the title, and it gave it a perfect visual to stand next to it. So shout out to Homie Squad Deadface, immaculate
Yeah.
artist, super dope.
Love it. Let me ask you. Okay, so today's music, like you listen to what's floating around in the industry, right? And a lot of artists kind of sound the same, in my opinion. Um, a lot of the content is there's not that much. I mean, you got to dig if you want some real content. For me, that's how I feel. What do you think about today's music, today's hip hop first versus, say, 3 years ago, what it was like? That's when mumble rap was floating around. We've kind of evolved out of that a little bit, but we're still heavy in auto tune, and drill is here, you know, and there's a lot of drill going around. So, what do you think about it? And I know we asked you this last night, but I kind of want the fans to hear, how hard is it for you, or is it easy for you to stay off the drill beat? Is that
Um,
something you'd ever think of doing, or are you set against it?
To answer the first part of the question, you said 3 years ago specifically, and that's around the time that, I was quitting music, so the music, and that wasn't the whole reason of why I quit. I was more frustrated with my own lack of progress and shit like that, but the music was definitely a big part. And I'm in a different space mentally than I was 3 years ago, so I absolutely was against it. I hated a lot of the music that was out because I was brought up in the era of contemporary hip hop, and when I say that, I mean like you know the rappers, whether it was Nas or Jay Z or Biggie or Pac or Pun or DMX, they had songs for everything. It was content throughout the album. They had the street shit, they had the more spiritual, conscious, socially aware shit. They had the storytelling tracks, and it was always lyrical. Like the mainstream artists was the motherfuckers who could rap back in my time when I was coming up. So, seeing the evolution of music and rap in general and hip hop change and shit, it was rough. You know what I'm saying? But like nowadays, I learned to respect it because this shit is here for a reason. And I feel like even if we don't like something, we need that. We need that shit that we don't like to blow up to the point to where, because it's almost like we take the shit we do like for granted and we feel like it's gonna always be around. So we need that shit we don't like to like kind of supersede the shit that we do like and get ahead and shine brighter, because it makes us go hard in our passion and our love for the shit we actually care about, and it makes us champion that shit much harder. And then there's a trickle down effect. Artists like me, other artists that's coming up trying to do their thing, it helps us out. You know what I'm saying? So speaking on today's music, it's a place for it, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't sell. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be streamed. It wouldn't be in demand like it is. A lot of the shit is programming too. I fuck with some of it not so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will say, like, I like Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Lil Baby could actually rap. He does give you a variety of content. He do his club shit. He do his trap shit. But he also makes songs. He made a song, you know what I'm saying, talking about the current state of shit. Like, I think it was
Right.
2020. I forgot the name of the song. In the heart of the pandemic, you know what I'm saying, and giving you his experiences. And the video was like, he was marching, you know what I'm saying? Now, whether you want to say that was just for show or just for the video or what, I appreciated that he stepped outside his comfort zone of what he known for doing, and he gave us a different look. So
Yeah.
he one of the artists that I fuck with. As far as the drill shit, even with me being from Chicago, I think that's why I don't fuck with drill, because I'm from these areas. You know what I'm saying? So I got a guilty conscience about singing this shit, because drill started off as drill is some street shit. You know what I'm saying? And doing a drill is basically you going to do a hit. You finna go catch a body. You finna go get retribution or whatever. So like, and they put that shit into the music, and it's kind of like it's too much of the street shit in the music with the drill shit. It's like, okay, I killed your dead homie. Now we smoking this pack. I'm gonna be disrespectful, even though we killed them. We still gonna disrespect them, and you next. You know what I'm saying? So with that shit being in my own backyard, like, I can't really listen to it and enjoy that shit and then speak out against it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
Right.
like, I've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? I might not have gone a distance that some of these younger dudes is going with the street shit, but I've been there and done it in some shape, form, or fashion. And the shit I haven't done, I witnessed secondhand. You know what I'm saying? It was close enough to me. So I don't really fuck with the drill shit. I try not to talk shit about it, because it's just a sign of the times. You know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers is expressing themselves how they feel like they should. I just feel like it's a lack of mentorship, a lack of guidance, a lack of big homies. The big homies is the same age or not much older than the motherfuckers doing the dirt. And that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like with Chicago in particular. And I feel like the government knew what they was doing when they did this shit. All the gang chiefs is either dead, locked up, or fiends, dope fiends. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you take the head off, what the body gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like, and on top of that, they knocked down on a lot of these projects. You know what I'm saying? Because Chicago is funny in the sense that it's a bunch of different, and it's probably like that. I'm sure it's like that in LA and other places too. But with Chicago, it's like you got the 5 and the 6, and when I say that, it's stars. You got the People Nation, which ride the 5-point star. You got the Folks Nation, which ride the 6-point star. And within those two nations, it's a bunch of different little gangs, like
Yeah.
GD and BD being some of the most notable gangs from the 6, and Vice Lords and Blackstones being some of the more notable gangs from the 5. And it's like within those organizations and nations, there's a bunch of like sub, you know what I'm saying, gangs within that shit. So you got renegade GDs, insane GDs, all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? So when you knock down these projects, and our projects is high rises with like 15, 17, 18 floors, not all of them, but a lot of them. and housing a bunch of motherfuckers like this. So when you knock that shit down, these motherfuckers spread out. All that drama and bullshit was concentrated into different pockets of the city in a few areas. Now you knock those buildings down and you take away the leadership, it's anarchy out here. So you got all these motherfuckers that was here, now they everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And like motherfuckers who they on their rivals blocks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And crime is big business in this country. So I think all that shit was by design, but it's just hard for me to enjoy something like that when I know what's going on and it's hitting motherfuckers so close to home. So I respect the drill shit. You gotta respect what's real. You know what I'm saying? And it's a reality behind that shit, regardless how negative it is. I respect it because it's real and it could affect you. But at the same time, I don't see myself doing no drill shit. I wouldn't say I wouldn't collaborate with a drill artist, but it'd be on some different shit. If I could try to help any one of these dudes, and I'm not in a position saying I can help nobody right now, but if I was ever in a position to where I could help these motherfuckers and like guide them or push them in a different way, I definitely would. So I don't turn my nose up at them by no means, because I come from these same environments they talking about, doing some of the shit that they talk about doing. You know what I'm saying? But it's just I'm older now. I'm 35. Like I feel like I ain't got no business talking about I'm about to go do a drill. Like I got two shorties out here and I'm trying to raise them to be way more respectable men than what I was at those ages. So that's my take on it.
I'm not big on drill. I mean, there's a couple of artists I like, but I don't really. It's not something I choose to throw on, right? But back in the day, in my era, when someone in the hood, a kid had talent, like real talent, like artists, we focused on them not getting involved. We kept them. We wanted them to grow their talent and do something with it. It's a whole different ball game now. Nowadays they don't care about that. You know what I mean? So I feel you. I feel you on your answer. I liked it.
So, since you spoke about collaboration, who would be your dream collaboration, either producer or artist?
Well, artist wise, I really want to collaborate with the people who the listeners feel like is the best. So one day you definitely gonna hit me on something with a motherfucker like Ransom, motherfuckers like Conway, because I'm like Big Pun when it comes to shit like that. I feel like Pun, his first album, Capital Punishment, he got the best niggas he could find to get him on this project so he could show he was just as nice, if not nicer than them. So it's a respect thing, but it's also a level of competition in it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm from that era where rap was a full contact sport. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different today, but I'm from that era to where I'm real competitive. You know what I'm saying? I'm not competitive to a fault to where I let it impact what I do negatively. I ain't out here just trying to start beefs or no dumb shit, but I definitely want to be the best. I want to be in your top 5. Like I want to be right there with whoever else you feel like is the best of all time. I want to be right there with them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really competitive. So, but speaking on a present, just, you know what I'm saying, Chicago is ripe with talent. A lot of motherfuckers doing similar things to what I'm doing. You got cats like Fillmore Green. You got cats like Vic Spencer. You got cats like Weasel Sims, Jay Hayes, Dosage and Ahosa, Johnny Guns, Brittany Carter, King 7. It's a gang of us. Like Chicago never forgot how to rap. You might see me use that hashtag as well. Like we always was producing high-level talent, regardless of what genre of music you want to go to. Whether you want to take it to back in the day, in the 70s and 80s when it was soul, you know what I'm saying, R&B, you know what I'm saying, even gospel to Curtis Mayfield, you know what I'm saying, Shaka Khan, you know what I'm saying, like whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever era you want to take it. You could get as recent as Lupe Fiasco, Ashana, you know what I'm saying, Twister, Common, like it's just the brat, like it's just, we always had something to offer, you know what I'm saying, like even in different parts of entertainment, we always had something to offer. So, you know, like just anybody that's dope, but like to really make my stamp and make my name, I got to get it in with the ones who the listeners look at as the best. You know what I'm saying?
And I think Rent's really attainable to do a collab with.
Yeah, a lot of shit is money. A lot of shit is financial. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody out here trying to do this shit for free, myself included.
Right.
And so with me being like, if you're an entrepreneur, you know, running your own shit is very costly. Everything comes out of your pocket. You know what I'm saying? So I might not have that figure at the moment for what he's looking for a verse. It might be more beneficial for me to spend that on marketing and promotion or a vinyl or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? everything is timing, but it's definitely gonna happen because like I'm gonna make these motherfuckers out here respect me one way or another.
There you go.
And I think the Brett is one of the most underrated lyricists. They always wrap her up in this bag that and won't let her out of it because her freestyles were just the bomb.
I was
And it always bothers me when they put her in that bag that she's not a lyricist.
You
I was
know,
listening to another Funkified Tantrum just the other day. Like I was riding to Chicago and I was listening to one of her albums, whatever album that is, to where she had Biggie on that shit. The B side. That's my shit. And I mean, Biggie is Biggie, but she wasn't far behind. You know
she
what I'm
was,
saying? Like
Mm-mm.
and
she held her own with Big at the time when
they,
Big was in his prime.
they put her in that bag because JD wrote Funkified for her.
Mm-hmm.
Just that one song. Like,
Brad
okay,
got bars.
but she could freestyle her ass off.
Yeah.
I agree with SB. She's one of my favorites too.
She from that era. Like
Mhm.
Chicago has a whole hip hop history of our own, as well as
Right.
many other regions. Every region has their own story and their own history of the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just that
Like,
the East Coast and the West Coast and the South is just so well documented at this point in media.
right.
Like their hip hop stories is well documented. So it's like Chicago's our shit is not that well documented, and it's still shit that I'm even still learning. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in the era too I was mesmerized by the East Coast. And then later on, it's like, okay, I started paying attention to the South. I mean to the West Coast. And then like the South started coming in and I was hesitant at first, but then I started respecting them too. So I know those three coasts hip hop story better than I know my own shit. But it's like I'm learning in Chicago. 'Cause I was a shorty when, you know what I'm saying, when we had our real hip hop renaissance era. And I
Right.
wasn't rapping then, but it's like Chicago, our history is so rich within this shit. And Brat, she one of them ones. Like most definitely, I agree.
It's rich in other things too, not just hip hop. I mean, like you said, soul, jazz. Like, I mean, Chicago's. It's always been a spot I want to go to. You know, house house music. Like,
Facts,
it's,
facts,
it's rich in a lot.
facts.
Lot.
So since you've come back to doing music, have you are you where you expected to be at this moment?
No, I'm actually a little further than where I expected to be.
Yay!
And again, that's thanks to people like y'all, the listeners, the people who put on and really love this shit and really like let that shit be known. Like I didn't expect for my fan base to grow as quickly as it is. And I'm still, you know what I'm saying, nowhere close to where I really want to be when it's all said and done. But just I'm actually seeing progress. And that was one of the biggest reasons why I quit when I quit, because I wasn't seeing no progress. But again, that wasn't nobody's fault but my own. I was in my own way. I wasn't doing a lot of the shit I needed to be doing. I was young, immature, hot-headed, easily frustrated, easily deterred. You know what I'm saying? Just negative, more negative than what I should have been. And with maturing and growing, allowing myself to develop, you know, I see shit differently. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to stay out my own way. I learned how to make use of what I have and not be so down on myself because I don't get what I necessarily want. So I'm actually a little further than what I expected to be after coming back. Because I came back late 2019. We just going into 2022. So it's like I couldn't be happier than where I'm at right now. And I definitely see myself and a lot of others trending upward.
Okay,
I,
go ahead, SB.
and then I'll let you go, but I just wanted to squeeze this one in for Mr. Sean Hazy. He he sent me this question for you. He wanted to know what project you're personally most proud of, and who, in your opinion, should we be keeping an eye on from Chicago?
Shout out to homie Sean. He definitely one of my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. Um, hmm. You know, it's funny because it's kind of like these like my brain babies. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm giving life to these projects. You know what I'm saying? And I'm putting my all into every one of them. So it's kind of difficult. But if I had to say, I would say from what I see from the people, I feel like the Eternal Reflection is my crown jewel right now, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And that project really came together. I didn't intend for that project to be what it ended up being. That was divine intervention, whatever you want to call it, the universe working in my favor. I really, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Filthy Records, Filthy Analects Recording Company. That's the label I'm currently on. Shout out to K. Shout out to homie Custom Made who produced that project in its entirety. I was coming off I Am God with Max Julian. Shout out Max Julian as well. And I really wanted to do something more in the vein of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my bag. I love aggressive hardcore street rap. So I really wanted to do something else in the vein of that. But those wasn't the joints that was really speaking to me. I'm real picky when it comes to beats. You know what I'm saying? I used to just rap to anything. Now, if I don't feel it, if it don't give me a feeling instantly, it could be dope. It just might not be for me. So the stuff that was connecting was pulling these type of emotions out of me that was like making me create different types of music. You know what I'm saying? It was more content heavy than anything. That album really turned into a concept project when I really didn't intend for it to be that way. But coming fresh out of the pandemic, you know, or 2020, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just so much to take in, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was some racist shit, whether it was some political shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just so much happening and so much going on. And that was kind of a dark year, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of people, not just me. And I just took that negativity and that darkness and I bottled that shit up. And a lot of that shit came out in old songs. So I would say the Eternal Reflection at the moment is probably my crown jewel. But I don't get caught up in trying to like top my own shit because you might not get another project like that from me in another few years. Like that's just what was called for at the moment. That's what the universe pulled out of me at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
So before I'll ask you, I'm gonna ask him the one I wanted to ask you. I want you at the end. I'm gonna ask you who your top 5 hip hop artists are, but don't answer that till the end of the interview. But I have a question from the homie. Well, he has like, God dang, he has like a whole paragraph from Baltimore, Charles. He says, damn this dude. I'd really like to know about your musical upbringing. One, what artists or musicians inspired you at a young age? And then he says, also, when did you discover the passion and know you was in the lane you needed to be in?
Okay, I'm gonna try to remember all 3 of those. So
Yeah,
the
both.
first the first question was my musical influences. I will say my OG, my mama, she raised me like she was big on music and she even taught me my alphabet through notable artists at the time. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm 1986, that's my birth year. So whatever year that she started teaching me the alphabet, she would say shit like A is for Al B. Shore, B is for Bobby Brown, C is for Cameo, D is for DeBarge. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I grew up, you know what I'm saying, like primarily like if we basing this off what I grew up listening to, I really should be like an R&B singer or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up off. She listened to a lot of R&B. Like she wasn't really heavy into rap. She listened to it here and there sometime, but every Sunday she cleaning the house and she listening to gospel, and then every other time she listening to like heavy R&B. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of Anita Baker, a lot of like artists like Phyllis Hyman, Levert, New Edition. I'm leaving out a lot of names, but just like so much rich music, you know what I'm saying? So much cultural music. And I feel like that just with me being the newer generation, I just so happen to gravitate towards rap. So if I had to put a time frame on when like I kind of like fell in love with it, it would have been around like in between 96 and 98. Like whenever LimeWire was booming, like the dawn of the new millennium or whatever. Because that's how I got into it, because I was broke. She wasn't giving me money to go buy CDs. So it's like I had to get it how I could get it. And that way was LimeWire. I went through plenty of computers downloading shit from off LimeWire, like infecting our computers with all types of viruses and shit, trying to get the latest music. So
12 CDs for a penny. Columbia House.
I remember those. She definitely used to buy that shit.
Baby names. We was ganking all them CDs, boy. But yeah, I get it. My mom, I raised my kids the same way. They know all lowrider, oldies, R&B, gospel. They know hip hop, some rock. you know, reggae. They get everything. So,
Yeah, yeah.
So
but your
when
mom
it's all,
great idea what your mom did.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think it's always a great idea to be diverse in your. My mom always taught us to be diverse in our listening and what we watched and what we knew, because she said if you know a little bit of everything, no matter where you go, you will always be in your comfort zone.
right, right. And Mexican music, of course. You know, we
That's very
Oh,
wise. Very wise.
um, what do you want your legacy to be?
That I was one of the rawest niggas ever. I was one of the best motherfuckers to ever pick up a mic and put pen to pad. You know what I'm saying? Like I
really.
wanna I wanna be there. I wanna be there with I want people to put my name in their top fives. Like I don't want to be like I don't want to be limited to being he was definitely one of the greatest of his generation. I don't want to be limited to that. Like I want to crack the all-time greats.
You
You know what I'm
want
saying? That's
Tupac,
my legacy. Yeah, yeah. And I understand how we work, like us as humans. Like we
right?
grow up with shit and we hold shit near and dear to our hearts. We just not gonna let anything new come close to that. So I understand like the work I would have to put in and the impact I would have to create. And sometimes I think it's unattainable. But at the same time, feeling like it's unattainable don't make me stop thirsting for it and striving towards that shit. That's why I'm real big on how I sound and what I put out anytime I drop, because every time I come out is a first impression. Like I have, you know how they say you only get one time to make a one chance to make a first impression. I don't believe in that
Yeah.
because I'm still at such a low level on the totem pole. Every time I drop, somebody new is hearing my shit. So every time I come out and choose to put something out is a first impression. So I have to make sure it's imperative I'm putting my best foot forward every time, regardless of what I'm doing, regardless if it's a feature,
Well,
regardless if it's an interview, regardless if it's a project, whatever the case may be. I want my legacy to be I carried on tradition, because that's all I'm here to do is carry on tradition. You know what I'm saying? Like I love this shit. I'm a student of this shit. Like I feel like I was taught by the goats. So it's only right that I one day become a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Because I was taught by them. I studied them closely. I watched and I developed and grew into the man that I am. And I incorporated all that knowledge and everything I took from them and use it in my own way. So at the end of the day, like I just want to be in y'all top fives, like ever. Like I don't want it limited to he top five but his generation. Like nah. And I'm not saying I'm there now, but like, nah, I need to be there with the motherfuckers who started this shit. Like, that's my ultimate goal. Like, I want to be that nice. Like, nah, this
hey,
nigga was
you on
different.
your way because every project you drop, I can't get enough of. Like I've sent them to Crook every time you drop. I sent them to Royce. I
That's
send them to
gratitude.
everybody, man. Like my
That's gratitude.
kids, I'm
And
like, hey, you
and you're
guys gotta
going to
listen to I Am God. They're like, who is this now, Mom? You're always sending us new art. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, God damn. I'm like, just listen. So you're gonna get there.
No, thank you. I appreciate
you
that.
and actually you're going. A lot of people think that old heads just have this set top five from 1978,
Yeah,
and we don't, because
we don't.
my top five is like 40 artists long now.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, and I have
even though I
stories.
can't move Big Daddy Kane, you can stand next to him. You know what I'm saying?
And that's all I
Girl,
want. I just want to be mentioned in the
So
same breath with these artists. You know what I'm saying?
my
I'm not trying to.
yeah,
I almost had a heart attack because a friend of mine's like, you can't have them on your top five no more. Like Rakim, Big Daddy, they gotta move out the way for the new. And I said, what do you mean move out the way? Like I just add them to this
Yeah, I
list.
don't necessarily agree with that because you would never hear me mention Rakim, Kane, or none of them in my top fives. And it's not a disrespectful thing, it's because they have their own, that's Mount Rushmore shit. I would
Yes,
never put none of them in the top five because that's lower than what I feel like they should be at.
there you
That's like Mount Rushmore shit. My Mount Rushmore is G Rap, KRS1, Kane, and Rakim. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? And so it's like I would never mention them in my top five because the top five came after the forefathers. Like they the forefathers. They spot is solidified. Nothing nobody
Okay.
can do. An alien could drop down from the moon and start rapping. It's nothing he or she can do to, change what they already laid down. Like They in a sense created this shit. What I do, like I owe in large part to them. So you would never hear me mention them in my top 5 because they above a top 5. Like they have a higher honor than top 5. So
They are
that's one
icons.
thing.
Top
Yeah,
5
exactly.
for the end of this.
They're not a top. They're not great. They're not goats. They are
like these the gods.
iconic.
They're icons.
They are legendary,
Right.
and that is what legendary is.
Right.
Everybody can't be legendary.
Right.
But they have done the work to be iconic.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I understand exactly what you mean.
But do
Exactly.
you have, like, I have different, like, I got my top 5 favorite. I got my goats. I got my top 5 conscious. I got my top 5 gangster. I got so many lists. It's ridiculous because I can't leave out, like, I've been listening to hip hop since fucking 79. I can't. It's ridiculous for someone to say you gotta have only 5. Like, the fuck out of here with that shit.
Right.
You get top 5.
It's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a 5, but it's not like it's different. And this shit is so subjective. I mean, it's like the top 5 shit is getting overplayed. I feel like everybody got one, but it just is what it is. I don't get mad at nobody top 5s no more. I used to feel a type of way when certain artists wouldn't mention in certain people's top 5s. I'm like, what? You ain't got him in your top 5?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm beyond that. Like it just is what it is. It's so subjective.
Everyone,
you know what I'm saying?
hey, every artist was inspired by who they were inspired by. And that's the problem. There is people are like, oh, he don't got him on his top 5. Well, maybe that person didn't inspire him the way he inspires you. Or moved you the way. So yeah, I get it. It's hard because, like, people, I'm 50 and I got Crook on my Mount Rushmore, my favorites of Mount Rushmore. People are like, you should have blah blah blah. Well, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
you can't be mad at somebody's choice.
It's
you know what
my
I'm saying?
list.
Right. That's what inspired you. You know what I'm saying? Like I really don't even involve myself in like those debates no more. It's fun to listen to and it's fun to hear sometimes. Sometimes it should just be crazy. But it's like, nah, this shit is all subjective. So I ain't mad at nobody top 5.
Okay, so instead of doing a top 5, let me ask you, this might be easier. Who are your top 5 favorite artists right now? It don't even have to be hip hop.
Top 5
favorite,
favorites like now.
When you're having a bad day, this is who you throw on. When you're having a good time, this is who you throw on, type of shit.
Well, my top 5s for today, they all my peers. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to Vic Spencer. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Vic Spencer, as far as Chicago, he's kind of like reached forefather status of what we doing now. Because, you know, he rubbed shoulders with the Griseldas of the world and the Stove guys and shit like that. And the reason why I say that about him is because, like, when I was quitting, when motherfuckers was wavering and we was playing with it and we was trying to do the trap shit because we thought that shit might get us a little further, he always stayed true to what it was that he was doing. Like, he never wavered. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that shit.
That's dope.
Yeah, so Vic Spencer would definitely be in my top 5. You got Fillmore Green. Like, Fillmore Green, it's like this motherfucker put out a project, you know what I'm saying, a few years ago called Chicago, a Third World City. And that's one of them, like how people say the eternal reflection, like take them to Chicago and they could see what Chicago is like. He put out that album, I think, in like 2019 before I did my shit. You know what I'm saying? So he another artist. You got motherfuckers like Brittany Carter. Gotta show the lady some love. Like, she is like, she dope as hell. You know what I'm saying? She been co-signed by the likes of like Missy Elliott. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just roll like lyrical. And like, this ain't no disrespect, but this ain't, she don't do ass shaking music. You know what I'm saying? Like, she a spitter, like bar for bar. Like, I put her.
You're gonna have to send me links to all these artists you're naming.
Most definitely. Who else? My guy King 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, he like his imagery. You know what I'm saying? And the style, the way he choose to, you know what I'm saying, the way he choose to do his shit, you know what I'm saying, is second to none. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas like my guy Weasel Sims. Like, this motherfucker is like spoken word over like the trap. I mean, not trap over the boom bap shit, but it's like his shit is so picture spoken word with a unique, awkward delivery, but at the same time, he talking that shit.
See, I love
Like
that.
he's street
Mhm.
royalty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of his father was like one of the guys, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the heavies in the street, you know what I'm saying? So his lineage is street royalty. So he talked that shit and he lived. He actually come from that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? That'll be like some of my favorites that I listen to, you know what I'm saying, that I'm currently listening to. And there's so many more. Like I said, you got cats like Dosage Chinahosa, Fable, my guy A-Way, my nigga A-Dot, you know what I'm saying? It's so many of us. Like we deep. Like I don't want to give out the names that everybody already familiar with and already listening to. Like these is motherfuckers who I'm playing on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying?
And
My
I
guy Water, like
appreciate.
my guy Water is so dope. He another one of them. Like I can't even. He remind me a lot of like the type of shit I do. Like we got that street vibe to us, but we also hit you with content. It's not overly street and it's not
Right.
overly preachy. Like it's just so many of us, man.
I
Chicago really
appreciate
got
you
something to say
doing
out here.
that though, because most artists would start naming like, "Oh, I throw on Tupac, I do that," or you know what I mean. I like the fact, and I love the fact that you threw in a woman artist. Shout out to you for that. But the fact that you're throwing out artists that people probably haven't heard,
Yeah.
which will turn them on to them,
I
you
tell
know, because that's
everybody,
important.
anybody that's a fan of what I do, like you got a whole community of Chicago artists to tap into. Speaking of the ladies, is another young lady named Freddie Old Soul. Like she's so raw, like it's crazy. Like I mean, we deep. Like we deep. Like Chicago is very deep. Like whatever you want to hear, we got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like so, if you fuck with what I do, I implore you to like do a little research. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to ask me personally, I give you links to their music because I listen to all of them. This is not, oh, I'm just shouting this one out and that one out because this my homie or this my own girl. Like, nah, some of us are cordial and do have personal relationships, but I don't promote bullshit or no trash. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like my guy Fair Play. Like it's just so many of us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to do my part because it's not just me, and I don't ever want to give off the notion that it's just me. I'm the king of Chicago. Like, nah, it's not that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that. Like, it's so many of us out here, and I want it to be a movement of us. I don't want to be the flag holder or the flag waver. Like, I just want to play my part in helping us get that real respect. Because Chicago, we got our respect, but I don't feel like we planted our flag. You know what I'm saying? You got places like LA,
Mhm.
the Bay, you got New York, you got Philly, upstate now even. Then you got the South, everybody in the South. Motherfuckers know Chicago, give it up, but I feel like they don't respect us like we should be respected. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we still haven't like stuck our flag in the earth. And that's the part of the class that I want to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? That's what I hope this upcoming class of artists is really going to do because it's a lot of us and we bubbling.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
there
saying?
is. I used to. I still do. There's women freestyles that you could look up on YouTube that are from Chicago, and they're hard. They're rapping. They're really
Mhm.
doing that street shit. What they're rapping about. I love watching that shit. That's how I found some of the women artists that I follow. You know,
Yeah.
so
And I've always been of a mind that all the artists that are following me or that I follow, if you follow each other and support each other, there's no way you can't move the needle to the kind of content and sound that you want to hear. But you have to
exactly.
support each other.
Right.
But my last question, because I know we talked your ear off,
That's all good. I love doing this.
since the name of the show is Powerful Impact, right? What individual, personal, or as far as your art, has made a powerful impact in your life? And name at least three and why.
Mm. Um, I would have to say overall, just the way. That's kind of a hard question to answer. Ask it one more time because I want to grasp it fully and make sure I give the
Okay.
best answer I can. So let me hear it one more time.
Okay. Who are the two or three most powerful and influential people in your life, professionally and personally? Why?
Mm. I definitely have to say my lady and my children. You know what I'm saying? Personally, because even though this is a childhood dream of mine, like I got two boys, 13 and 9, and I struggled finding myself as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing a lot of knucklehead, reckless ass shit, bitch ass nigga shit even. You know what I'm saying? And I just basically I want them to be able to avoid that bitch ass nigga stage. You know, we talk a lot about women and hoe phases. We don't talk enough about dudes and bitch ass nigga phases. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
a
Because
lot
a lot of men don't grow
in
out of those
Mexican
phases.
too.
A lot of men don't grow out of that phase. You know, I went through that and I recognized the error in my ways and I wanted to do better. You know what I'm saying? And I'm currently still striving to do better. So my children, being that I got two boys, I have to breed and place productive men into society. You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest thing with them. So they are thought when I make my music. You know what I'm saying? I make my music, you know what I'm saying? I want them to be able to listen to it and be able to pick up shit from, because I didn't grow up with my pops. So I'm listening to dudes. I grew up on dudes like the Lots. And all they preached was loyalty to your guys, discipline, dedication, determination, you know what I'm saying? And being a man's man. You know what I'm saying? So I want to do that for the younger generation. And you know what I'm saying? So my kids and my lady, she definitely pushed me in a direction to do what it is that I want to do, you know what I'm saying, and not slack and not play with it, you know what I'm saying, but to go for that shit. And she helped me in any way possible. She eager, you know what I'm saying, to help me get my shit started and get my shit going, you know what I'm saying. But on a entertainment level, I just mentioned the Locks. I would say Nas has definitely been a real heavy influence of mine for a long time, and I got on Nas late. You know, I wasn't even really on rap like that in '94 when Illmatic initially dropped. I didn't really get on. I knew who he was. I seen him before, but I didn't really get on Nas and start opening my ears and listening to him until I Am, which was like 99. That was like 8th grade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like Nas is like has been one of my favorite songs forever. But just who he is as a man, his story and how he told it, I see a lot of myself in it. Like if you take Jay-Z and you take Nas and you take they musical prowess and you put it into like, let's say, high school metaphorically. You know, Jay was that popular motherfucker, the sports jock walking through the halls with all the girls on him, had the Letterman varsity jacket on, the popular kid at school. Nas was more like that motherfucker who was quiet, you know what I'm saying, A or B student, you know what I'm saying, like low key, but, you know, still respected
But
to some
don't fuck
degree.
with him.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I see a lot of myself in that. Like I'm not flashy, I don't strive to be all over the place, I don't strive to be front and center, you know what I'm saying, like, but I'm real reflective, you know what I'm saying, I'm always thinking, you know what I'm saying, so it's like Nas, he'll definitely be one of them, and I would definitely say somebody like Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying, somebody that just spoke truth to power and wasn't afraid of the backlash and the consequences of repercussions that came with his words and his message. Like I really have a high level of respect for Malcolm, you know what I'm saying, and the others too, but Malcolm in particular, you know what I'm saying, because he didn't let nobody silence him, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and he died for what he believed in. He was murdered for what he believed in, you know what I'm saying. So people like those.
Okay, and Neville has a
Go
question.
ahead.
Neville has a question he wanted asked. I think it's about the last question, the 1 hour mark. Okay. The teacher KRS1 or the smooth operator, aka Big Daddy Kane. Who
Oh,
you
y'all
got?
talking about for the verses.
We did
Uh
that last night, but
yeah.
let them know.
I fuck with BDK, man. Like I fuck with Big Daddy Kane, man. That's my guy. But I just feel like the way versus has been playing out the last few. I said it last night. I feel like KR, they both masterful performers. They both mic controllers. They both move the crowd, MCs to the heart, performers to the heart. They both got dope ass stage shows. I just think that KRS is more in line with like how Jadakiss operates, and Jadakiss got that, he commands the shit that allows him to dictate the pace and the emotion of the verses. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like KRS has that in the bag. Not saying Big Daddy Kane don't. Again, master performer, but KRS just got that aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? Not saying Big Daddy Kane don't. He ain't all nice and smooth, but I don't know. I think KRS might take that one. I fuck with Big Daddy Kane. I love both of them. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that clear. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a fan of Big Daddy Kane. Definitely a fan of KRS, but I just feel like I feel like he's gonna take that. Not it's gonna be interesting to see because I've never seen two rap artists from that era go head to head. So this is different. This is really, really different. These ain't modern or current artists. You know what I'm saying? These is the forefathers we talking about.
Right.
So it's gonna be
and
very interesting to see how it play out. But I'm putting my money on KRS-One.
Big Daddy Kane got that talk his shit music too, though.
Most
you
definitely.
know,
Most definitely. Like I said,
so
it ain't
we'll
all
see how
smooth.
it goes.
It ain't all chocolate, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Prince of Darkness and all that. It ain't. He got raw, you know what I'm saying? He got no half stepping,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So we gonna see. I just think like I don't know, man. Like KRS-One really did that battle rap shit in his day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like his two, I ain't gonna say his two biggest songs, but his two biggest songs for me, South Bronx and The Bridge Is Over. Those is battle records. And like anytime those motherfuckers come on, like wherever they performing at Barclay, at the Barclay Center. If the Barclay Center don't collapse when South Bronx and The Bridge Is Over come on, I don't know what's going on.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on.
Tracks for those.
He do. But
so
I'm
it
just
can
saying,
go either way.
The impact though, and I said this last night, is the impact. Like Big Daddy Kane got joints, but these two specific joints by KRS was like it was the moment. It was MC Shan. It was Bronx versus Queens. You know what I'm saying? It was Boogie Down
career ending.
Versus, like it was different.
And it's where it's being held to, because if they were like somewhere in like the South, Kane would probably kind of demolish KRS-One,
the Barclays,
because
they're both New Yorkers.
I'm talking about the South, because they're going to go more for the dance records and the jams than they are going to go for the straight lyricism. And because if we can dance to it, it's up there.
Yeah, I don't know about the West. Like what the West is kind of divided in that sense. Like it could either go with the dance, the party like type, or it could just be bars. Like,
but the West Coast is real hip hop. They was fucking with Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One and Cool G and all that, because before the West Coast developed they own little hip hop hierarchy and they royalty. Like everybody took cue from what they was doing on the East Coast, so they are well.
I'm thinking we're more about the bars, because that's what I'm looking. That's why I said King got tracks for those two tracks, because he got raw.
But it's about how they deliver it. Like now that versus has been, it's like live performances now. It's not just two dudes in a room on split screen just playing records no more. These are actual performances. And I've never seen KRS or BDK in person, but I've seen clips of what KRS-One does at shows when those two particular records come out.
I've had the pleasure of seeing them both in person, and this is going to be fun.
I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is. I'm just enjoy it for what it is.
I've never seen KRS-One, but I've seen Big Daddy Kane perform, and he's incredible.
Yeah.
You know.
So wait, let's just get this on the record real quick. SP Tiptoe. Who do you say? Who's gonna win?
You know what? Here's the thing. I'm the underdog type of person, and everyone's saying KRS-One, and I happen to know Big Daddy Kane got some tracks for his ass, so I'm going Big Daddy Kane.
I ain't mad at you
and
either.
I'm going by performance, because it boils down to the track list, when the tracks are played, their performance, and how people respond to those performances, right? That all takes factors. So Big Daddy Kane's a smooth motherfucker, but he can talk his shit too. So I got him, and he can dance his ass off. I got him.
Fair. SP, who do you have?
My Southern is just all Big Daddy Kane. Everything about him was us. If he was smooth, he was a shit talker. He slid in and out of those flows, and he had some aggressive tracks without being aggressive.
Right.
And that was so appealing. So I'm going to lean towards Big Daddy Kane.
There you go. That's my girl.
Only reason I'm saying KRS because this is the man for decades who's told us he has a battle rhyme ready for your top whatever he said, what he say? Whenever Billboard put out their list of top MCs or whatever the case, I don't know how they measured it.
I
he
ride
has a
around
battleground ready for
Oh,
all of
yeah.
them.
Bingo.
So this man has been
Yes.
doing. He's had that mentality for decades, and this is
Right.
like more to me. It's more piss. And I'm not saying Big Daddy Kane didn't come from the battle era, because of course he has those records. I'm not saying he don't. I'm just saying KRS is a little more in that Jadakiss crop over there when it comes to like how
You think
Jadakiss
he's
know how to
gonna talk his
dominate.
shit?
Yeah, like
He's
the
gonna
antics
Yeah.
and like
say,
KRS is a shit talker. This is the
yeah,
man
but
that gave us
Big
the
Daddy
rules
Kane,
to the hip hop
smooth
shit.
his ass out, man.
And-
You know.
I don't know.
And
I
I
don't know if
believe-
that smooth shit can
I
overtake
believe-
that aggressiveness. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I Am
I
God is a
believe-
smart man.
I don't know.
I believe KRS-One is his aggression, and the fact that I always believe he has one in the paint for whoever step his way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just think that sometimes having one in the chamber is just not enough when they got that bulletproof vest on, because you know Kane is the shake it off kind of motherfucker. You know, I mean, he's just one of those smooth dudes that
And
Yes,
he can
you come at him with you come at him too hard, people are gonna start looking at you funny, kind of like um uh
Fat Joe.
Scott Storch and what's his name?
Oh, Manny Fresh, Scott Storch and Manny Fresh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way Manny Fresh was coming at him and the crowd turned on him.
Hey, look at what happened with Fat Joe and Ja Rule when Fat Joe was talking shit about the women on
I
the
ain't even
stage.
see
Yeah.
that one. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't see that
That
versus
one was
I.
dope.
Yeah, you-
You're right.
that's
It did. It
we were
backfired. You're
like,
right. You're
what
right.
the fuck?
Yeah,
Karis is
that
smarter than
aggression
that,
can
though.
backfire, especially in a crowd full of women. Like, why are you picking on him?
Yeah.
That is big.
And that's
Do
the
you
one
know who that is?
Yeah.
KRS One does not have the woman's song, so I do give Kane that edge. And now that I'm thinking about
Nice.
it, Kane is in Brooklyn, so I do get that. And Brooklyn always out of any borough gets the most respect, so he has that upper hand with that. But I'm agree with I Am God. He is smart, man. He's articulate. He's doing his thing, and he studied this game. Okay,
Well,
he put in
yes.
his 10,000
Prepare
hours.
for-
So my money's on I Am God, and my money is on BDP, not
Come here,
BDK, BDP. The bridge is over. The bridge is over.
Come here.
Bye bye. I think it's gonna be a problem. And like I Am God said, he built his
He's always a
career
problem.
on this. He said he
Hey,
built his
just be
career on
prepared,
this.
Neville, because when the verses is over and Big
I'm on
Daddy
rec- this
Kane
is on
wins,
tape. That's why I wanted to
SP
do
and I
this.
gonna be talking our shit.
And when Big Daddy, and if Big Daddy, or when if Big Daddy Kane
When
doesn't
Big
win,
Daddy Kane
what's
wins,
gonna happen? What's
we
gonna
gonna
happen
talk our
then?
shit.
All right, I'm gone. Let's. I know we said that was the last one. This will be the last one. Is there anything you're working on currently, or anything you want to promote now or coming up? You know, I think that's kind of a good way to lead out as well. We gotta bring it back to you.
As of right now, man, just hit up godsgift.bandcamp.com. That's GAWDSGIFT.bandcamp.com. If you want to support, you know what I'm saying? We got vinyl for 2 of the 3 projects that I put out in the last 18 months, being The Eternal Reflection and Hell's Angels and Heaven's Demons. We don't have vinyl for the first joint, which is I Am God. That could be something we get into down the line. Still got CDs. We have no more CDs for I Am God neither. Still got vinyl and CDs for my last 2, The Eternal Reflection and Hell's Angels and Heaven's Demons. Shout out to Max Julian, Custom Made, Dr. Mind Bender. Those are producers for all 3 projects. You can also stream all my music on your favorite streaming platform, whether it be Spotify, whether it be Apple Music, whether it be Tidal. Whatever you listen to, the music is there, all 3 of those projects. I do got one more for y'all before the year is over. I ain't giving up no date on when. I don't even know a date on when to release it, but I got one more in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? No titles yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna say who the producer is. I've said it before, but if you ain't been paying attention, you're gonna have to wait on that. I got one more for y'all, and I got some shit I'm excited about in the coming year, 2022. Can't really speak on that too much, but it's up there. You know what I'm saying? It's up there and it's stuck there, and it ain't coming down no time soon. So just keep paying attention.
Yeah, don't give me a
Definitely.
date because I'll be in your DMs. Hey, you said you
Nah,
you
it's
gonna be
coming.
out
It's
December
coming.
22nd. It's the 23rd. What's wrong
Uh,
with you, boy?
yeah. Nah, it's coming. It's coming before 22 though. I got one more for y'all before 2022.
All right, that's so dope. I really, really want to thank you for coming on.
Yes.
So
Thank
I'm
y'all for
such a
having me.
big fan, and so this was a pleasure to finally get to actually have a conversation with you. I
Likewise.
really want to thank Maria, that's my girl, Miss Tiptoe,
Yep.
for doing
SP.
this with me. Um,
Thank you for having me. And thank you, I am God. You know I'm a big fan, and I appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate you coming in last night in the Twitter space. You know,
Gratitude is attitude. Thank y'all, because without y'all, none of this shit I'm doing mean nothing. So all things go to y'all. I appreciate y'all so much.
yeah, this is the brainchild of Neville, and
yeah,
I saw his vision as soon as I heard it, and I was like, okay, we're in. And I'm
yeah.
so grateful to you for coming. I am God. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. That shout out Nair for setting it up and having me, man. I appreciate all y'all. Much gratitude. Gratitude is
Hey,
always the attitude.
peace, love,
So
respect, all that good shit, man.
On my soul. Facts.
this is powerful impact, and we out. Peace.
Peace.
And no nonsense. No
And no
nonsense.
nonsense hip hop. That's
Yeah,
right.
no
Because we
nonsense
don't
hip
fuck
hop.
around with that bullshit over here.
What the-
All
Hey.
right.